Our Club Foundation. We are live right now, coming from you from somewhere, some truck stop somewhere, doing the walk for the homeless or the drive for the homeless. We are driving across the entire United States, all the way from Detroit to Seattle, from coast to coast, driving across America. For raising awareness for the poor and the homeless, the weak, ways to make, because it would make.
In 400 feet, turn right onto the I-84 West ramp to Burley.
So
turn right onto the I-84 West ramp.
So that's pretty much what it is. So right now we are driving across America right now, doing the walk for the homeless. And
continue for 353 miles.
I'm sorry if this video goes dead or something, because there's not very much connection. We out in the middle of nowhere land, but if that helps. No, yeah, well. So we basically much what I'm going to talk about is the walk for the homeless. The walk for the homeless is 12/21 every year, and this is 12/21. At sunset on 12/21, I want to dedicate everyone to the walk for the homeless. And every year I've been doing the walk for the homeless. For 10 years I've been doing the walk for the homeless. And in the past years we did walk for the homeless across America. Not like I'm doing right now. This is the first time I actually did a drive for the homeless. Usually I showed up at stores or other downtown locations, just raising awareness for homeless people and homeless people rights, because I'm tired of seeing the homeless people are treated like they are, doesn't matter, but because everyone does matter. And so, and this year especially need to think about the mental illness that we have in this country, because it's like a plague. And I understand a lot of homeless people are discriminated against because of, they might have mental illness and whatever, and so there's a lot to that I'm going to get into. And I went into a lot earlier today when I did the live stream at the Little America truck stop. But I'm going to go into it again. Pretty much like homelessness is not a crime. Jesus was homeless. So a lot of people that are homeless by choice, because they don't want a home. I mean, I'm pretty much homeless by choice. I mean, I wouldn't mind having a place to live, but at the same time, I had a place to live. I own a house, but it was taken from me. And now I let it go, and now I don't know, but I'm just more satisfied with just being on the road traveling. And I mean, is there something wrong with that? I don't know, but and there's a lot of people that are homeless and that should be discriminating just because they're homeless or they're poor, because they have nothing. They have nothing, but at least, you got to at least try to maintain the dignity and the respect, because there are a lot of people that came from nothing that did a lot of incredible and beautiful things. And that's the thing that we got to wonder. And like, how many homeless people die every year from the cold thing? And then, so the biggest thing I think is really crazy that you go to every major city in America and you see homeless people gathering together in the thousands, and they are crying for help. And they're crying for help. They have needs, and they all need help, and there's no one to help them. And so that's like really crazy, that the fact that there's no one to help them. And so So yeah. And so that's really kind of crazy. And so, we just gotta figure out a way. And you know, like one person was telling me about like mental illness and thing where it is that mostly homeless people suffer from different thing is that when a lady was a child, she had a toothache, and her parents took her by a hand and took her to a doctor, and soon the pain was gone. And then she see around all these other people with pains that they're suffering from, and no one will help them. No one would take them by a hand. No one would take them to see a doctor. They go, even when they do go see a doctor, when they get pushed away from everywhere they go. They get pushed away, and they have no one to help them, and nobody even want them. And this is, you know, and this is a number one cause of a lot of the that's why a lot of homeless people are depressed, and they cause more mental illness because of the fact that nobody will want them or no one will help them. And it was just yeah. And so that's, I know.
You don't want to break the glass or anything like that, scratch it.
Yeah, I know. I gotta fix the car. One positive, you know. So just think about that for a minute, about how, you know, we just gotta take a moment of silence to think about all the homeless people everywhere, that no one would take the time to give them a place or a home, and they just gotta understand there's gotta be hope for everyone out there. So alright, so this is the, I mean, being a homeless is hard. I mean, I've been homeless most of my life, and yes, I don't know all you guys' pain or baggage, but that's the baggage that we all have to have. We all have baggage. We all have things that we have that we think we need to hold on to in our minds and our bodies, and sometimes it's better to let things go, you know. And it's just so really hard. It's really hard, and because a lot of people are mental ill, baggage, and that's why a lot of people have PTSD, right? A lot of homeless people have PTSD, and that's why they turn to drugs or other things to try to self-medicate, to try to overcome. But it doesn't really work. I mean, it doesn't really work. And so that's like why we, you know, and you know, when the Vietnam War, the war on drugs was started right after the Vietnam War, and we started the war on drugs when all the soldiers came back from Vietnam, because 90% of the people on the Vietnam was addicted to drugs during Vietnam War. But when they came home, and they, because you know 90% of the mental illness is caused by environmental factors such as your surroundings, and once the soldiers and the surroundings improved, and there was home and they was comfortable again, they had no need to turn to drugs or be addiction, and 90% of them, without rehab or treatment, became healed from addiction. And so we gotta think about that. Like, there's how many people are chronically homeless without hope. And I mean, I'm not saying that everybody's gonna be able to I just made it all higher, people.
Welcome to Idaho.
Yeah, Idaho, yeah. So, yeah, so, you know, how many people are suffering from homelessness right now because of the environment issues that causing the mental illness to keep up. And then when you have a mental illness and other people are affected by your mental illness, that you surrounded your life, and that's one of the reasons that you push the homeless people away, put people and mental illness away because of that. And that's like why. And you got to just learn how to accept people a little bit more and help pick people up by your hand and help them get back on their feet and get off drugs and get off their thing, let go of their baggage, whatever they're suffering from, and help them become human again. Because you know what, this country is suffering from a plague, literally a plague of mental illness. And how many times I got hurt by people because of mental illness. And even when people get arrested for the crimes they committed because the issues that they have, does the jails do anything to help them with the mental illness? And then they get released and they go on and help other people. I mean, we need to help people. I mean that is help for people. We just gotta have compassion as a society, and not one person. I mean, it's great when you have compassion for somebody, and even when somebody begs you for money, whatever, and even when they are addicted to drugs, they are hurting. They have addictions that they're hurting. And that's the only way they know how to cope with their pain. And it's hard for me with my TBI to be sensitive of other people, but I'm learning to be sensitive to other people. I don't know. But somebody just sent me a big long message. Yeah, we just gotta work together. It's hard. Like, if one person can't help somebody, they gotta want to help themselves. And we got to have a system that's able to help people. We got to have a system that's able to take people to a hospital. Because, like, when they are suffering from mental illness, sometimes, like, you know, I understand people don't want to help because they're not really suited for it. And they can be injured and hurt, like myself. How many times have I got injured or help? Trying to help people that have nothing. But there's also a lot of people out there that are completely sane. They just choose to say, hey, I don't want to pay rent because it's a waste of money and it's adding into rent is adding into the 99% people, like 99% is like the people that own the property, and you'll pay when you buy a house or you rent property, you pay into the property, and and you just, you know, and even when people get Section 8, and which is awesome because it let people afford to have a house, they could afford it, but you're not subsidizing the people, you're subsidizing the landlords. And maybe, yeah, it costs a lot to own a house, so I'm not really sure about all the answers there. But look at all this land. I'm driving by all this land right now, and it's all empty. It's all unused space, and there's more than enough for everyone. But the society, our society is like bringing people together, like keeping people down just to make money off of people, because this is the way. That's how the separated between the rich and the poor is, and that's really. I'm sorry, people. I'm tired. But yeah, the poor. So the poor people, they're separated because of property, and that's why we came to America to escape persecution from the landlords. Because in the beginning of the day, we have the people that own the land, and they were called the landlords. The kings, the rulers, are the people that have jurisdiction over the land and property, and they make people pay their rent and pay their taxes, and that was separated the peasants from the kings, and from the very beginning, the landlords, and now today we're controlling people with drugs and enslaving people with drugs and mental illness, and they are enslaved to drugs and addictions and mental, and nobody want to help anybody with mental illness. I mean, the government, what we should do is have tax every last bill that ever gets sold in the United States and put it to drug rehab programs. And we should have drug rehab programs in every jail, and have counselors that you can talk to if you are on drugs and you want to get clean. Have counselors and therapists there that will walk you through the 12 steps, or whatever how many steps it would take to get clean. Because it's going to take a lot. And I mean, it's taking a lot of work getting, you know, I'm trying to help. People keep sending me these big long messages. I'm sorry. Let me pull over so I can actually read it. I thought they were going to be shorter. I'm trying to help one, but can't only do so much. I got to work on bills and pay, and still, yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, my subscribers. Yeah, and you know, and exactly, not so much you can do for people. Like, everybody can only do so much. You just gotta, like, but society, this is what we're doing right now, is that it doesn't cost any money to talk about poverty, you know, or the poor. It's to talk about the fact that we all can do something for one another and help one another. And I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that I don't have to, that I never took the time to, never did any drugs in my life or become addicted to any drugs. It just hurts to see all the people around me hurting me because of their own addictions. And I'm just trying to be sympathetic to other people and their addictions. And that's why we're doing this work for the homeless every year on the longest night of the year. Because we got to solve the mental illness crisis in this America. I mean, and it starts with, you know, and even with all the homeless people protesting in downtowns in every city across America. And yes, I did talk to the newspaper about this a lot this week. And the Kansas City Star is going to do an article about this. The walk for the homeless. And we just gotta, we got to help one another, heal one another, pick our friends off the streets and help them with whatever they're ailing them in their heads. And and if they got, sometimes it's better off they're going to jail than living in this pain. Keep driving, working. Michelle. And Michelle's behind me in the back, sleeping. Are you awake, Michelle?
Yeah, I said I asked you about me.
Yeah. I don't know what else is. Matt, Miss Mike. Mine. Yeah. And this is my final leg across the country right now. We are having only a few more hours to go until we made it from one end of the country to the other. But we just gotta figure out what we're gonna do to save ourselves. And the internet not helping, because they are just spreading memes, internet viruses, information viruses. Instead of sharing these memes, we need to share love and understanding. Yeah. So I don't know what you guys thinking. What could we do? We need to call the people up and demand that there would be drug rehab and counsel in the jails. I think that's the biggest thing that need to be done. I think those need to be and then we need to fit out more, and there need to have more opportunities for people to get treatment and help. Just because don't lock people up, and it's so crazy. It's so crazy. Like, you live in a ghetto, right? And there's this war on drugs, and yet they don't arrest any of the drug dealers. They arrest people that are doing drugs, but they don't arrest drug dealers. Why is it so easy to get drugs in this country? That doesn't make any sense. And occasionally they might arrest one drug dealer in the neighborhood, and everybody just walks next door across the street to the other drug dealer. And I'm like, what is this, a setup? Does the one drug dealer call the cops on the other one, or what? Or the one drug dealer is working for the police? And it's all crazy, man. And it's all like me living in Detroit for the last year, getting victimized by people, getting in a triangle by people coming to me, acting like they're my friend, stealing from me, taking their stuff, somebody's house, selling the shit, going to drug dealer's house, coming back, trying to get me to pay them to do some work, but only to just get, and then they come and they steal from me, and then they just keep the endless cycle. And I don't know what to do. I have no idea what to do. All I know is that I am homeless, and I don't even know if I want a home anymore, because people bully me, and it put down my home because of their own issues. So I don't know what I'm going to do. Right now I'm just driving, taking it 1 mile at a time, man. We just gotta heal each other, man. Somehow. How are we gonna heal each other? How are we gonna heal each other? Think about that. That's what we gotta do, and we gotta stop alienating people that are homeless or weak, but have compassion. And yeah, people need help. People crying for help. There's no help to be found. And that's the saddest thing that I can think of. That there's millions of people in America today that are in pain from addiction and mental illness, and there's no one that will help them. The homeless shelters, they don't have time. I've been to homeless shelters, and they don't have any counselors. They let you in at 8 o'clock at night. You have to be in by 9 or 10 o'clock. They strip you down. They steal everything you got. They put it in a locker. They wash your clothes. Yeah, and then it's like almost like being checked into jail sometimes. And then you wake up with a cold of bed bugs, and then you get pushed. And then they give you a little bit of food, and they push you right back out to the cold. With that, they even let you talk to anybody. I mean, these are all homeless shelters, where there's millions of people, where there are hundreds of people crammed together in one room. All mentally ill, and you're pushing all the mentally ill people together and creating ghettos of mentally ill. And what is a ghetto? A ghetto is a place that people are forced to live. That's what a ghetto is. A ghetto is a place where people are forced to live. So, these are the homeless country. These are homeless shelters in America. They are homeless ghettos. I mean, what's great, I love the Baptist church. They only take on as many people that they're able to help at a time. They don't take in so many that they can't help anybody. Or they can't heal anybody. They gotta take people, and one person can't heal another person. It takes a whole village to heal people. You gotta gather. It's talking about in the Bible that you have to have 3 or more people gather around a person to help heal them from their sins. If you come against somebody with a sin by yourself, you're just reckoning to get hurt. Like I've been hurt many times before. Yeah, I'm still doing this march to try to help those that can't help themselves. That probably will hurt me, kill me, or steal my goats, or burn down my house. Yes, this walk is for them. This march is for them. This whole drive is because and because all the people that done me harm, I pray for them. So let's pray. Our Holy Father, hallowed be thy name, as on earth, as it is in heaven. As the kingdom come, and let it be done. Forgive me for my trespasses, as I forgive those for those trespasses. And that's really, and from thinking about that is really crazy. And I think about like how we all trespass against one another, and people trespass against us. But yet, all we gotta do is work to make this world into a heaven, and let it be done. You gotta let it happen. Let heaven come. You know, because a lot of people don't want to live in heaven. They too happy just living in hell, separated from the creation. They like living in destruction. You know, so well, please like, subscribe, share the video. I'm getting kind of tired of talking. I got a lot of driving to do. I got over 700 miles to go till I get to Seattle. And I'm trying to get to a hotel that is over 300 miles away to do a video. So so please like, subscribe, share the video. Please check out some of my other Walk for the Homeless videos that I did. Maybe some of my other videos I did in the past. And appreciate you guys for being here for me and listening. Because sometimes that's